Everybody. It's just me, Lily. I hope y'all can hear me. I don't have anybody to test with. Jersey's power is out, so and I'm a little raspy. I guess I had too much fun on the cruise. Anyway, thanks for being here. Let me know in the comments if you can hear me. Everything's good. So it's going to be a little different today. It's probably going to be a little shorter, but I didn't want to let John down, Stocks Wizard. He's amazing. So I wanted to be on here today to try to at least get some questions answered, maybe look over some stocks that you're currently trading. So let me get that going real quick. I'm going to get my window shared. And we're going to wait for some more users to come in. We can look over some OTC trades or any trades that you have that's $5 and under for what you would consider your penny stocks. So if you don't mind, hit me up in the comments with those and we'll go over those real quick. I'm going to look at the SPY just to see how we finished today. Oh, nice. Very nice. SPY hit 419, you guys. Hi, Val. How you doing? So good. Thank you for letting me know you could hear me. Thank you. I'm so glad to have you here. I'm so glad to be back. This will be shortened. So, Belmore, I suggest you take advantage and whatever stocks you got, sweetie, get them in there. We're just going to look over stocks. I won't be going over too much of the news. I just wanted to do something for Jersey or for John, for Stocks Wizard, because his power's out. So it's a little different today, but we're still here at 4 o'clock for you guys. So I hope y'all have had a good week. But look at the SPY here on the chart, you guys. SPY finished at 419 today, which is pretty incredible. And I know we don't talk about the bigger, but the SPY kind of tells me what's going on with the market, what's been happening, and how healthy it's doing. So we've kind of been in a range between like 408, 419. Well, 419 is a little bit higher. It's usually around 415. So seeing it above 415 makes me feel like the market's doing pretty healthy right now. But I will admit I did miss a lot of stuff because I was on a cruise. I was on vacation. So I don't know about the Fed talks and stuff like that. I don't know what's kind of changed. I'm going to have to brush up on that. Anyway, anybody here that's watching, if you have any stocks or any tickers you want to go over, then we want to definitely look at those. I think Belmore's saying hello, saying she can hear me. And MRGE. All right, so you want to look at MRGE. Let's check it out, Belmore. And we're just going to look at technicals. MRGE. We're just going to look at your chart. Oh, wow. Look at this one. This is just our 1 hour chart. Let's see what we've had for the last 6 months. Wow, my goodness. Just nothing going on. And then boom. Wow. That is a significant move. When did that happen? Is that recent? Over the last 5 days. So 5 days ago, we're sitting at 0.01 and it moved all the way up to 0.04, which is incredible. And this looks like it's an OTC. Yep, incredible movement for OTC. We go back to our 20-day. Yeah, it's been building up, it looks like, since the 4th of May. Started building up from there. So really, it's a beautiful one. I will say that. We were at 0.0042. So that was on April the 24th. So almost a month. And this is what's happened with this particular stock. And the movement's gorgeous. It's respecting the trend lines. You see, it's extended to the right. It's a little bit harder not to have a co-host here, you guys. So bear with me. But you can see the trend line is still staying in it, Fillmore. So this is and it's really being nice. Do you happen to know any news that's happening with it or anything that's happened that's caused this kind of movement? If you do, put that in the chat because that's something I can go over real quick. You can see that we have a resistance here at 0.04. It's hit it several times and been pushed back down. So you're going to have to see that volume come in, have the strength to keep going, or it may die down a little bit. Just kind of respect the bottom of the trend, which would be, let's go back a little bit. That would be around the 0.2025 area, 0.02 maybe. You might see it around that range. But if it stays in there, it may climb back up, or the move could be done. But this has been a buildup, kind of slow for the past month, and then we got some nice, beautiful movement. So I love this one actually. Just see it running, huh? That's what I like. And there's nothing wrong with that. So right now, the way let's look how it finished for today. Since this is the one we're talking about. And we're talking about MRGE, you guys. That is Mirage Energy Corporation. It's an OTC stock. I'm going to look at the 5 minute and how it finished today. Okay, so not too bad. A lot of sell off here at the end of the day. And then right before the close, we had some green bars to pick it back up. So you could probably look for this one to do a little bit more tomorrow, but just be respectful and know that kind of range of the 0.02. Make sure it's going to hold that area. It even hit 0.015. So you had a lot of buyers right there that you could tell by that wick. A lot of buyers that stepped in right there. And then it hit its high really quickly. So this one I would watch. The 9 day is coming back under the 50. So I'd like to see some strength with that picking up and going back up, trying to take over that 50. And if so, then it's got a little bit more to give. So you can keep an eye on that for tomorrow. Very nice. Just became pink limited. Oh, that's some good news. Because when that happens in OTC, you guys, that is news. I mean, turning over to pink limited probably came off of the gray markets, or I can't remember what John calls it, the expert markets. That's right. We can't trade those. So if we go to pink limited, usually means that the company's reporting like it's supposed to, and it's doing really good. And that's enough to make it move. Now that's over, if there's nothing else going on, nothing in the pipeline, then you may see this one come on back down and just start simmering. Anyway, anybody else watching? I see we do have a few. Welcome, you guys. Get your tickers in there. Even if it's a NASDAQ stock, as long as it's under $5 and below, I will look at it for you. I'm just trying to fill in a little bit for John because I know his power went out today, and I know he hates he could not be here. So, and he does not like letting you guys down. So I just wanted to come in here for a little bit. All right. So Belmore, if you got any others, I know you're pretty good about finding them. So you just let us know and we'll look at that. I'm not familiar with any trending market news that's going on right now. I am hearing about the centralized, the money, the crypto and decentralization of money, and then we'll stop using the paper money. The Fed's going to have their own crypto. I'm hearing all about that. How you doing, Dave? So and this is supposed to happen like maybe a month and a half from now. I want to say it was July was when that date was coming out. And I will say that it does affect all of our markets and stocks. So it concerns me. I'm not too thrilled about it, to be honest, because really I don't want the federal government involved with every transaction I do of money. And a lot of people feel that way, you guys. So I don't know. I know it's a bill that was signed in, I think, last year by Biden. I didn't see any votes on that or anything. I am seeing a lot of states step up and saying, hey, we don't want this. I think Florida's done it. And I think Texas has done it so far. And it's not I guess in a lot of ways that it's good and bad. You have your good reasons for doing this because you don't have to worry about your black markets, maybe anything to do with your drug paraphernalias and stuff like that, stuff that people that's not great for our communities. Okay, so I could see that. But also for anybody that's doing the little yard sales and their side hustles and getting paid, everything's going to be tracked. So that means everything has to be claimed on taxes. It could just be a really messy for everybody. And what's really my problem with it, it's not that you're making money. You should claim whatever you earn on taxes. The biggest problem I have with it, though, is that they're going to be able to track, see what you're doing, what you're buying, and they're going to be able to see, like if they're upset with you or maybe you owe on your taxes, you can literally just freeze your accounts and make you straighten up everything. Like life could cease the way you need it to be able to pay your bills and stuff. It could get that ugly, and that's what I don't like about it. That's a little bit too much control for me to make me feel comfortable. So anyway, welcome everybody else. Hey Dave, I appreciate you saying hello. If you have any tickers, like I said, a little different today because John's not here. Stocks Wizards power got cut. And so it's just me, and I'm going to be here for a little while. I'm not going to be here very long. You get the tickers rolling in, the longer I'll stay to help you all out, just to look at anything that you are trading. You are welcome to talk to me about positions that you're already in or something you're concerned about. I would like it to be $5 and under, but if you're really concerned, and this is a little different than usual. I will take a look at it for you just to help out you guys. I mean, it helps to have more than one set of eyes and get an opinion, and we can at least look at the technicals about it. Okay. So if anybody does have questions like that, please put it in the comments. All right. So that's the only thing I really know that's new that's happening is the Fed and the money, the changing to your digital currencies. That's one of the things that I'm concerned with is that Belmore says she misses Josh. She misses Stock Wizard. And to say hello. I will. I will definitely let him know you said hello. And of course, he's going to tell me you were the first one here. He knows that, honey. Yeah, we really appreciate y'all coming back every time. It's just today's a little different, and we apologize. We could have just canceled, but I didn't want to do that to y'all. And this is my first week back. So I was like, I can go ahead and try to do this just to help you guys out. If you have a position, if you have questions about just trading or stocks in general, stuff like that, feel free to hit it in the comments, you guys. I will do my best to try to help y'all out. What do you think about Ricey? And okay, let's look at that. We got Dave here. Thanks, Dave. If I'm thinking Ricey's the right one, I think that's Rolls Royce. And what happened to NTDOY? Okay. Yeah, Rolls Royce, the Ricey. What gotcha. I'm not familiar with NTDOY. So anybody that does know or can look real quick, because I don't have John, y'all can look real quick and put it in the comments. We'll definitely cover it. So the Rolls Royce one, I will pull that up right now and we'll look at it real quick. Actually, it's one that I've liked for years. Let me pull that up on my chart. And it's so funny to think that Rolls Royce is traded on the OTC. But the reason why is because it's a foreign company. So foreign companies that don't have staking here in the United States, they don't have businesses operating here, they trade on the OTC. Does not mean they're bad companies. I mean, this is Rolls Royce, you guys. It's not a bad company. All right, so this is our chart for the last 5 days. I'm going to go back a little bit. Let's look at 6 months and see what it's been doing. Wow, what an amazing climb. Look at that. Beautiful. So from 71 cents, let me put this up here just so we can see the actual way it's going. All right, 71 cents back here in September 28 last year. So this has been pretty amazing for this one. I actually like it, and I like the trajectory it's on right now. Like this dip right here is a perfect place to buy in. And let's get closer, just the last 20 days, 1 hour chart. I do see that it fell a little bit. I don't like, that's a lot of selling for a short amount of time. But it looks like $1.77 is the low as they wanted to go. It's $1.94 to $1.77. But it was pretty quick. So I'm not sure what happened there, if they had some news that investors were not pleased with. But this is the last 5 days here. I mean, look at the little stair steps. Boom, boom, boom. So it's doing pretty good. This was a nice little buy-in opportunity here. Totally respecting the channel. Hasn't even gotten close to touching the bottom of it. So if we go back out to that 6 months, see that 4 hour chart. So it's been really good. And somewhere around that 200, no, the 200's way down here to $1.68. So yeah, this looks really healthy to me. Look at the last 5 days, 5 minutes. See how your SMAs right there, and it's trying to bounce off the 50. The 50's bouncing off the 100. This is where it's going to, looks like it's going to consolidate right here. This $1.88 range. You can still see it go down a little bit lower from where it fell in the $1.70s. But I like it here. But I do like Rolls Royce. I've played it several times, especially in the past. It's one of my favorite OTCs to play. And so that one, I kind of just accumulate it. I give it time because it's not usually one that moves quickly from what I've noticed. It's a buildup and then we may have some news and it comes back down, but usually it does pretty good considering. And the other one, let's see what else we got. That was Ricey for Rolls Royce. Nintendo. I thought that was Nintendo. And a lot of people does not know that Nintendo trades on OTC. So hello, everybody. Sorry. Glad you're back. Thank you, Belmore. Before COVID, it was around $3. Yes, it was. And I remember trading it around that time. To be honest, I was so shocked to see Rolls Royce go down as low as it did. So I always looked at it as opportunity. I think it was pretty healthy. I haven't checked the actual OTC markets, and John would have y'all do that. So please check it there. Make sure the filings are up to date. We're not going to that today because I don't have him. It's a little bit harder for me, but I will look over the charts with you. So make sure you're following that if you're playing Rolls Royce. But you would think it's more than $3. You really would. I don't know what the float is on that one, so I'm thinking it might be pretty high just for it to be in such a low range that it is. But I do like the company, you guys. All right, so Nintendo, we're going to look at that one real quick. NTDOY. Hold on just a second. NTDOY. And please remember when I'm looking at the charts, can't see your comments, so bear with me. All right, Nintendo. I'm going to go back. This looks really nice too, actually. Let's go back to the 4 hour. Oh, wow, Nintendo gave up a lot. So it was pretty much consolidating in this area around this $10 to $11 area and came all the way down to $9.26. And that was back in March of this year. Let's go a little further. I want to see what the last year's looked like. Okay, not too bad. I don't know what happened around the beginning of February to March that it dropped like this. Maybe just economic stuff, nothing too scary. But let's look at the 4 hour. All right. So we're coming down here, and really it's in a nice, beautiful uptrend here. And really is a lot of movement, in my opinion, for it to come down that sharp. It's a lot of movement back to the upside. However, I think around this $11 area, you can see here and here, it's going to be a resistance for the stock. Let's go, let's do the 3 year. 3 year. Yeah, $11.50. You're going to have some issues there. So this may be the cool off for Nintendo. Let's go to the 20-day, 1 hour. So it's right there at the top of that. I do look for it to come back down. It may push a little bit more, but I do think it's going to stay in these channels unless something crazy's happened. I don't know about with Nintendo. Is it a good company? Absolutely. Been on the OTC for years. It is a good one. And I like that dip that it took down to those 9s back in March. That was a really good pickup area for this one. So this one right here, the SMAs are beautifully lined up. You have your 13, the one I trade with here, the 50, the 100, and the 200, which is what you want to see. More than likely, if it does start to cool off, this SMA will come back and revisit this 50, which is around the $10.70 area, $10.50. You might be in there. And then it should bounce back up to continue uptrending. But that $11 range is going to be resistance. So it might not do as good, or it could take some time to get over that. So just keep an eye on it. Let me get back to the comments. Thank you, Belmore. I'm glad to be back. Let's see, got down hard last year, maybe a spin off something. That's probably, with Rolls Royce. Yes, absolutely. Beautiful recovery. Hi, Anita. How y'all doing? I'm so glad y'all joined me. Thank you. So do we have any other ones, though? Any other questions about particular stocks? You can go ahead and get that in the comments. To be honest, I'll probably wrap this up in about 10 minutes, unless we have a lot of activity. Like I said, I'm just trying to do this to help John out his algorithm, keep his live going every Thursday. I know he is so upset he couldn't be here, and he probably did not expect me to do this. He didn't ask me to. I just set it up and decided I was going to do it myself. So hopefully he's not mad at me. Y'all think he's going to be mad at me? Oops. No, he won't be mad at me. John loves me, you guys. All right. Dave says they miss me at Penny Boys. I'm still there. I'm lurking. I do lurk a lot. I'm doing a lot of stuff in the background. But don't miss my Dear Lily channel. If you miss me, that's the best place to communicate with me and get in touch with me. And that's the extras role. So the Dear Lily channel is just like in Penny Boys, we believe it's more than just trading, because there's a lot of things emotionally that can affect your trading. So that's why we have the Dear Lily channel. That's where you come and talk to us and you have somebody just bounce this stuff up. Life is crazy sometimes, you guys. So come and see me. Need that extra emotional support. Or if you just need somebody to put that PBU paddle on you, that's me. I'm your girl. All right. Thank you for stepping up, RTC Wizard. Yes, of course. Let me show that comment. There we go. I think I'll give you a pass on this one. Yeah, I really didn't expect this. I thought for sure John would be here. Hey, Sand Tribe, how you doing? I think he might be coming in a little late, Sand Tribe. John's not here. His power's out, but feel free to hit me up with a stock, $5 and under, penny stock or OTC stock. And just this one time only, because John's not here. If you have a stock, I don't know, like Tesla or something like that, that you're really concerned about or want some second eyes, I will do that for you. I'll do it for you. Just to give us a little bit more to chat about until we can get back on schedule next week like we should be, okay? All right, so BGLC. Velma wants to see BGLC. Yes, exactly. We could totally do that. BGLC. I'm not familiar with this one. Let me pull it up real quick. BGLC. Okay. This is a 1 hour, just to tell me a whole lot. So think about these OTC stocks. They are hard to read sometimes. Oh, wow, it's been a downtrend. Let me make sure I'm using the Hakanashi candles. I recommend the Hakanashi candles for OTC charts, you guys. If you don't have enough volume and movement, it's really hard to read those candles. So the Hakanashi does help. So it is on. So let's look. Okay, let's go back a little bit further. All right, so it's just been constantly on a downtrend. This is a year's worth of data, daily chart, and now it seems to have found a bottom that it likes, so that's good. 22 cents. It has hit down to 16. You can see back here in these areas, but you see the wick. That was a lot of buying. This is just in the daily though. This is a day's worth of buying, but it got picked back up. But now it just seems to be more in a slump. So this bottom that we have right here is right around 22 cents. So I'm going to get a little bit closer. Let's see what's going on. 4-hour chart. And it seems whatever funk it was in, it seems to be trying to get out of it now. And then we have our 13 coming up towards our 50. This is good. This is a start of coming back up on an uptrend, you guys. So currently it finished the day around 54 cents, it looks like. And it hit 60. So not bad, not bad. When did it have that 23? So that was May the 5th. So that wasn't that long ago. So the last couple of weeks, something's been going on with this one. This is BioNexus Gene Lab Corporation. I don't know what's going on with it. I don't know the news. If you know it, put it in there. But this is some significant movement. And look at that, hitting around 24, picking up, and then just boom. And this happened. The boom happened 518. 518, and we've been visiting these areas ever since. But this could be a problematic area right here. It's going to break out. It's in the uptrend now, but there's no current breakout of that trend. So that's what you can know about it. Just very, let me go about 20 days, the 1 hour. Just very recently, still in that uptrend right here, respecting it. Probably going to come back down, try to consolidate and see if it can give a little more. So it is trying to actually reclaim and go back into an uptrend. But does that last? I don't know. It depends on the news. Never underestimate your news. Can you play a chart that's running and not know any news? Absolutely, you can. But if you're trying to say, hey, what's going on here? This might be a long-term thing. Please know the pipeline, know your catalyst, know your news, know your management. But for quick in and out trades, absolutely, you can play these. All right, what else we got? Hi, guys. OBLG is my favorite for this week. Nice. Sandtrap saying that too, Valmore. Oh, I'm sorry. You were talking about BGLC, and he's talking about OBLG. Okay, well, we'll look at that one too. My bad. Either way, Valmore, BGLC does look good. I'm looking for it to get back a little bit, probably, because it's had a lot of movement. So just keep an eye on that. But maybe the uptrend continues because it's just getting started good. All right, so OBLG. Let's look at that one for you. OBLG. All right. What is this? It's a NASDAQ stock, Oblong Incorporated company. Okay, under $5. Ooh, I don't like how it finished there. This is a 1-minute chart. This is today. Okay, just look at daily right now. I hate how it fit. I don't like this. Granted, it was kind of headed there, and then that's a pretty good sell-off right there. Down to 143. It's at 150 currently. All right, so I don't like that big red bar, but let's look. The last 20 days, 1 hour. It hasn't even started that long. So we're definitely in a downtrend with this one. Okay. Okay. It's kind of a nothing sandwich until it gets these spikes. Okay. So I'm just looking. I always look further out, you guys. You need to see your charts and the pattern and see what's happening to make a good analysis of where we might be heading. Okay. So the last 5 days, this $1.26 was on the 16th. Nice uptrend. Even though we finished on that red candle, I'm not mad at it. Not mad at it. Not yet. So the red candle doesn't help, but it's not uncommon, you guys. It's not uncommon for them to jump out of that little channel just a little bit. So it doesn't go much lower than that. There's a possibility it still has some juice for tomorrow. The 5 day, 5 minute, beautiful. Tried to break out, couldn't quite do it. And back. So, do you know the news on this one, OBLG Sand Tribe? If you like it so much, what's going on with it? Because it may have more to go. Right now, the 13 SMA is up under your 50. It's going to have to climb back up to that and try to cross over if we're going to see more. But it has touched the bottom of the trend, of the uptrend. So this is one to watch. The possible have potential to play tomorrow, but it's been on an uptrend. This will be the third day. So I'm usually sometimes after 3 days, maybe the fourth day. Usually after 3 days, big spike like this, you might see it sell off a little bit. So be careful. All right. What else we got? What happened to LTRY? Huh? All right. Sandra, be careful with that one. Keep an eye on it. I like where it is. If it can hold that, okay, then you might play that into tomorrow. And I would wait. Like if the pre-market's always a little misleading sometimes. So pre-market plays, I would try to have them done in pre-market. And then once the bell rings, give it a minute to breathe, maybe 10 or so minutes, and it'll kind of give you a direction of which way it wants to go if you want to play that one tomorrow. All right, Roy, let's see. Roy, what happened? It's LTRY. Swing and a miss. What are your thoughts on PONGF? I wish I had John here. He's familiar with these more than I am, but I'll look at them for you. So LTRY, I don't know what happened. Let's see. LTRY. Let's see what the chart says happened. I can tell you a lot right there. So this is a 5 day, 5 minute. I need more information. So let's go back a little bit further. Let's look at our 1 hour. Nice buildup on this one. And then a total sell-off. That's exactly what you don't want to see. So you see, we're not going to include these last few days, but you see right here, that beautiful uptrend, right? And of course, it's going to widen up. You see how it goes down. But if you were to stop right there, let's say you were playing this one, stop there, extend that bad boy to the right. You see exactly where you should have let it go if it wasn't working out, right? That's way too many red bars and it's going on down. Now, does it come back up? It could, but this current movement for this uptrend is done. This is over now. Okay. So you've got to reanalyze it for what's happening currently. And really, I would give it a few days to chill out and see, let the sell-off be done, and then see where we're at. So this one's Lottery Com Incorporated. I have never heard of. You know what? John might have talked about this one before. It's a NASDAQ stock. Okay. Well, I do know it needs to get to $1. It's going to stay listed. Let's go back to a year. Oh my goodness. Oh, this poor thing. Just look at it. Oh, it's just pitiful. And it hit 15 cents, you guys. Wow. I'm surprised it's still listed. It may have some condition that it's exempt. I'm not sure about that. But yeah, this $1.09 was back in June of 22. And we're getting really close to that. So who knows? Maybe there could be information out there about a reverse split. There could be information about it being delisted. I mean, and it didn't quite get to that dollar range and hold it. This could be what the effect of that is, that they know it's coming, so they sold it off. That could be it. So be careful, very careful. This one's been under $1 for a long time. Usually they only have 6 months for that, especially for the COVID adjustments. It's usually 6 months. You need to read through their filings and see before you decide to play this. But was it a nice play? Absolutely. And once it broke that trend, it's done. And you can see your 13 right here. Look, it's that 13 SMA under the 50, under the 100, under the 200 now. So this is a no. It needs to regain that and with some confidence, like you need to see some sort of really big push for that to reclaim those levels and keep going. And I just don't see that happening. I don't know the news on it though, and I'm not going to look that up. I don't have time. Sorry, but get familiar with that. Find out what's happening. Do not get trapped in that. All right. So let's. Oh, you're so welcome, Sand Tribe. Of course. Oh, and you want my thoughts? Oh, Roy's saying they're getting kicked off NASDAQ. Okay, Roy, you asked about LTR. Why? You're saying they're getting kicked off the NASDAQ, and that would explain the sell-off that we've seen on the screen. So that could be it. And I couldn't see that news, but that's what I was thinking it might be. So just always be careful of those. If it does, it's going to fall down to the OTC. You could probably give it some time, let it level out. You might be able to buy in again. However, most OTC brokerages charge for the OTC plays. So it's a whole different world there. So just be familiar with that. And if you're not, you go ask Stocks Wizard because he has a whole YouTube and he'll answer you, and you can see him in the Discord too. All right. So the trend was invalidated, but they also under fire from the exchange for filing a. Let's see. Hold on just a second. Penny boys, my people are saying the trend was invalidated, but they are also under fire from exchange for not filing appropriately, as well as the MBR. Yeah, that is true. Like I could see that. That's why I was telling y'all, make sure you check those filings and what's happening before you take plays like that. But yeah, this trend's done. But hey, thanks guys. Appreciate the support. Then UBX. I think that's, oh, I'm sorry. Let's go back to Roy. He wanted my thoughts on PONGF. All right. I've heard John or Stocks Wizards talk about this one, NGF, but I can't for the life of me remember. All right. So this one's Atari. Wow. Maybe it wasn't this one. Maybe it was something similar. I think I would remember Atari, you guys. Atari's from my childhood, near and dear to my heart. So this is the yearly chart right here. This is the daily chart. And it's just nothing, like nothing's happening. Of course, it's OTC, so it's okay that it's under $1. But I mean, the low was 0003. That would have been a nice pickup for Atari, and it's sitting around 13, 14 cents. But I don't see anything like crazy going on. Let's look at the last 3 years real quick. So it came down from $1.17. If Atari has a future and has stuff going on, this is not a bad range to start collecting it if you like it. I think it could have more in the works, but I don't know. Their catalyst, I mean, it's Atari. And really, since I've had the Atari, I can't think of another thing that they're into. So are they updating their systems? Do they have other things going on in that type of sector? Had they expanded their sector? If so, they might have potential in the future. So let's look closer. I just wanted to get an idea of what we were dealing with. This is the 1 hour chart. And look, it's just consolidating here, just straight and flat. And that's it. So 11 cents. Did hit a high of 24, but there was a lot of selling right there. But pretty much it stays between the 11 cents range and 18 cents. So if it's going to keep doing that, let's go a little bit further back. 11 cents. We have had some lowers around 6 cents, 8 cents. I would love to see this because really it's hard to put a trend line on its guides. I mean, just watch it. It's going to go sideways, a little bit down. So there's really not much. I would like to see it pick up. If you were interested on this one, pick up between 8 and 10 cents. Definitely no higher. Around 11, I would not want to go in higher than 11 to 12. And that's if I'm really wanting it real bad and I'm trying to be a long-term investor. Because this one could keep building up. It could keep going sideways for a while. So you have time on this one. Check into it. See what their catalysts are. See what they have coming up. See what the management's doing, you guys. Get some confidence in that play if it's something you're looking at long-term. All right. So Sand Tribe wants to see UBX. Oh, I got my Penny Boys people's got a comment for that one too. Hold on just a second. They missed earnings filings within the past 2 years and missed the deadline to satisfy the exchange. They can still pull out of it, but they need to get that squared away. So I'm not sure if my PB staff was talking about the LTR, the lottery one, LTRY. They might have been referring to that one. So just be aware of that. I'm sure they'll clear that up real quick. And then we'll go to UBX real quick, Sand Tribe. UBX. Let's pull that one up. UBX. Let's look at this real quick. Oh, this is our 4-hour chart. I don't like that. But after that, I mean, after that huge sell-off, which happened March 27th, it picked up at $1.46. Let's look at that. And here's your new trend here. So you've given it enough time for it to establish a channel. And it's actually not counting back here. But after that drop, it's doing pretty well. This one's a NASDAQ stock. It's Unity Biotechnology Incorporated. I'm not familiar with that one. It's a biotech. Biotechs can go either way, up and down pretty fast. So just know that and have a plan for that or strategy for those. So $1.46, and then we came up here. We finished the day at 294. Let's get a little bit closer. Let's see the 1-hour chart real quick. Sorry. Very nice movement. Look how it's respecting the bottom of that channel. Look how beautiful that is. My goodness, just pick it up all day long, and then boom, and right to the top, and then kind of just died off because resistance, you guys, resistance. All these lines and charting and graphing that happens, it may not make any sense to anybody, especially at first. They're done for a reason. They're developed for a reason. So because the patterns, because we're human, keep staying the same. So that resistance was there, sold off. People took their profits here, but we are maintaining pretty good. And it's sitting at 294 right now. However, it gets back to 299, $3 level, we could see it come back down again. So if I was going to play this one or pick it up, I want to pick it up in these 260s. It's been bouncing that 263 level, 266, 269. It's been touching that several times. Right now, it's kind of pushing. I would wait to see what it's going to do from here. Going to break out and continue, or we're going to come back down and reconsolidate a little bit more. But I do like, I mean, this one's not bad at all. All right, so what about those bounces? Can it happen again? Are you talking about the lottery one, Roy? The LTRY? Those bounces? Thank you, PB. They did say it was a reference to LTRY when they said it was to satisfy, they missed the deadline to satisfy the exchange. They can still pull out of it, but they need to get that squared away. And that's important because if they don't, they're going to delist. That's what it sounded like to me. Very scary territory to be in. So if it was me, I would wait for them to get that squared away. Would not like playing that. All right, so if it comes, Roy, if you're talking about the bounces for LTRY, oh, PONGF. I'll revisit real quick. PONGF, which I know is the Atari. The thing is bounces don't seem to be very frequent. So 10 cents is a respectable area for support. I know it's been lower. I see the threes, and those are really quick. Those are done pretty quickly, the buying that's coming in. So the chances of you getting any there are probably slim. But the 10-cent area seems very, as a matter of fact, 0.1002. I mean, you can see it right here. See back here, and this was in the middle of last year. So if it can hold that, that looks really promising, continuing upward. You wouldn't want it to see come back down out here. But they can happen. The wicks happen, especially on OTCs. OTC has some crazy movements sometimes. And some of that is done in pre-market and after hours, which we can't trade, which means it's different rules for those people, different money. That's for your big investors, the ones that are approved, your hedge fund, whoever's playing that, because it's not us. And I don't know any platforms that allow you to trade it in that time frame. So 9 cents, 9 to 10 cents is a nice pickup area for this one. But when it comes to bounces, unless you're talking about those downward ones, that I can't explain. More than likely, I would think that's pre-market movement. I can't even tell. Let me go to a 5-day, 5-minute, 12 cents. That was at 9:30 a.m. So that was an opening bell move right there. So it's possible to get a nice buy-in. You can see from the pattern. But you might get a nice one as soon as it opens, but not always. Had a nice run the day before, came down, touched this 12, and then try to consolidate. Never touched 12 again. It was around 12.52. So whenever I look at bounces, I'm thinking upward bounce, 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 huge spikes. I'm not seeing that on this one. I'm looking at a 3-year. This data back here is not even relevant right now with its current economic conditions and market that we're in. This is back in 2021. And more than likely, it's not going to do that good until we get back to that kind of economy. It's going to be a while, you guys. But that's why I say you have time. Slow down. You have time. You can just check into the company first, make sure they're not, in financial trouble or distress and they're struggling or something, and you could buy in a little here and a little there. All right. The Best wants to see WSRC. Let's look at it, Best, real quick. WSRC. Thank y'all so much for tuning in and helping out. John's going to be so proud of you guys. Oh, look at this. So we looked at this one before. Okay, great. So here's the trend I had on it before. As you can see, it's fallen out of that trend. I mean, I did not chart this one. We must have looked at it at least 3 or 4 weeks ago when I was with John. So it's fallen out of that. I do, like I said, it can come out a little bit. You can give it some leeway. But this right here is kind of just flat now. So really it's changed the whole trend on this one. As you can see, we're just sideways. Matter of fact, I'll just go ahead and do the whole thing again and just see where it's at. See how it's made a new bottom now. We're going to get rid of the old one, as you can tell. Let's extend to the right. It has lost that completely. It's out of that. It hasn't regained it. And you're probably going to find it's a resistance. So I'm just going to remove this one. I don't want it to be confusing. Here's your new trend. And at this current point, because we do have some green bars, it is respecting that, but it did give back more than it had before. So that trend's broken. But is it still in an uptrend? Yes, it is. So here we go. Let's go a little bit closer to your 1 hour. It does peak out a little bit from that bottom line, which is okay. It went down to 0.068, and that was on 4/26. So it's been almost a month ago. And it does like to do these little spikes at the 10.99. That's nice. And then again, it peaked out just a little bit around the 7-cent area. And so you're having higher highs and higher lows. You're definitely having higher lows. So we still have an indication of an uptrend. And then more recently, these last 5 or so days, just beautiful. From 7 cents up to 9. I mean, just beautiful little uptrend here. You can see the inner channel within just for the last few days. Very nice. So that would have been a good play. Especially like when I watch them, I see those trend lines. I try to watch them. I try to watch my SMAs crossing. And then I try to say, okay, this is a good spot because you see a lot of consolidation right here. It's not giving up too much. Good spot to get into. And so that would have been a nice play right there. And it could happen again. But now we have you have your 13 coming back down to your 15. Give it a minute. If I had to guess, and this is usually what happens, not all the time, you guys, don't come after me. But it usually comes back and it revisits the 50. And it looks like it's trying to do that now. So give it some time. Let it come back and revisit the 50. Might be a good buy-in opportunity there to make a play for that day, or then maybe a short swing. All right. So that's all I have right now, Roy. I appreciate you talking about Nintendo and not Nintendo, Atari. I can't say what's going to happen with Atari. I mean, I do think it's a company you like. I would research it and get into it. Buy a little here, buy a little there, because it's a long-term thing. you have plenty of time in this market. We really do. We don't have much volume on the OTC. And you can wait to make those buys and kind of say, you know what, I'd like to have it at this area. I'm going to buy it if it hits that buy-in price for me. You don't have to chase anything. You have time. I think you have time anyway. Anyway, I appreciate everybody being here, and I'm so sorry John wasn't here. And I know this isn't going quite till 5, but I am going to go ahead and wrap it up. My voice is, I don't know, ever since I got back from the cruise, it's been kind of giving out on me. So anyway, I do hope that y'all enjoyed this, and we got a few things in that you needed to see. Wanted to talk about a couple of stocks that you're not chasing, but you're wanting to trade, and stocks that you may be holding. So, and that's what me and John try to do. Me and Stocks Wizard try to get on here and help you out with, especially if you're self-doubting or not sure. And then I had my PB crew here to support, and I really appreciate that, you guys. That's so nice, because usually it's just me and John. So thank you, because I was all by myself. So that really helped you guys. All right. So I am going to let John know that you all said hello and that you miss him so much, but we will be back next Thursday. And just know this was a fluke little show for y'all, because his power went out, you guys. So I hope to see y'all next Thursday. Thanks so much for joining Lily. And next time we'll have my good buddy John with us, who is always amazing and helps y'all with the news and what's going on currently in the OTC. Anyway, you guys take care. Bye.